If you doubt you could ever make it, this is for you. If your family tells you you're goddamn crazy, if every single person in your life, your coworkers say the smart decision is just stay in your job, work like everybody else. That's how everyone else makes money. Just save some money and you'll be living a good life. Maybe buy a house, buy a car, start a family. And you'll honestly start to doubt yourself, thinking, maybe everyone else is right. I'm going to show you how to get financial freedom anyways. So instead of relying on the salary, instead of doing meaningless shit for money like this, be able to do a business or career or investment strategy that you genuinely enjoy, that is able to sustain you and not just chasing money, and just be happy. Like, look at me. Do I look happy to you versus this guy right here? All right, so what should you do if you're getting led astray, and how to not get led astray and just go? So other people's thoughts pushing in you to a path that you don't actually want. For myself, I stayed in my job too long. I was already making enough money in order to leave. I already had the income to sustain myself. I already had the savings to sustain myself for multiple years to build my business, yet I stayed. And if you go back in my older YouTube videos, that's when I was still in my job. I was half-assing the videos and I got no results. And also, same exact aspect. I'm working with a client right now. He is a tradesman, so the electrician, carpenter, plumber type of jobs. And he's a master. He's a master at it because he's done it for 10 years. But he has come to me for a reason. It's because although he's insanely skilled, insanely successful at what he does, he achieved something that he didn't even want in the first place. He achieved other people's goals. He's fucking miserable because who wants to achieve something that they never wanted in the first place? You want to achieve something that you want. And the specific way that you do that, and the way that I also, again, shifted and just fucking left my job, right? When you're in that situation, you're just kind of prolonging and half-assing other stuff. The thing that you're telling yourself, think about what that message that you're saying internally in your brain over and over again is like, oh, I can't do it because X excuse. I can't do it because Y excuse. I can't do it because Z excuse. You can come up with 1,000 different excuses on why you can't do something. And then now you're just looking for excuses. So you're right here at your current situation, your job that you don't really like, and you'd ideally want this version of financial freedom, some sort of business, some sort of career, some sort of investment strategy that you enjoy. And of course, every single one of those excuses is something that is blocking you towards getting from here to here. But here's the thing. When you're always looking, you're looking for the excuses themselves by saying, oh, I can't do it because this. That is a roadblock, and it stays a roadblock, and it's always an excuse on why you can't do it, so you're never going to get there. Versus now talking to yourself in a way where you're saying, okay, I have this excuse. How can I get to here despite that? And now that changes this roadblock. Instead of looking for the roadblocks and only looking for the roadblocks, you're looking for the lever. You're taking the lever, and when you take action, you overcome the roadblock, and that takes off this, takes off this, and it'll get you to your financial freedom. And of course, it's easier said than done, right? Taking the action is difficult. And also, that action that you take, that lever, it might not be strong enough to overcome the roadblock. So the thing is you build up skills by taking more action. You build up a longer lever to give you more leverage, and that's what's going to overcome the roadblock. So if, for example, your roadblock was, oh, I have no time. Well, how do you find more time? How do you become more efficient? How do you optimize what you're doing right now? Is there things that you can like maximize, like essentially cut out certain things from your life so you maximize your time towards other things? So you ask that question, which is the act of starting to find levers. You list out every single lever that you could possibly think of to overcome all the roadblocks that you need, and you just start doing it, and you adjust over time. This could take 30 minutes, and then you go take action. This could take days, and then you go take action. It could take weeks because you just got to work through all the excuses in your mind. But once you start going through this process, you'll start to get better at coming up with more effective levers. And of course, you build up the skills along the way of actually, enacting the leverage. That's when you get to your financial freedom. And you don't get led astray because that clarity of action and that clarity of, okay, if I do this, I'm going to get X result. Overcome this is going to be an anchor for you to know that something is working. Proof to yourself that it is working so that you don't have to listen to anybody else. Although you probably have realized, and you do know, like, let's say you're all this happy boy right here, and then every single person around you is barraging you with shit like, oh yeah, why you do that? You're fucking crazy. You're fucking stupid. That's not going to work. You're just going to fail. You're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your money. You're going to waste your energy. Your life is going to be fucking shit in a couple of years. You're going to be fucking homeless. You're going to die. All that's going to eventually sink through your brain. Like very literally, like the sound goes into your ears, goes into your brains, an electrical signal. And the more that kind of venom, what I call it, the venom sinking into your brain, eventually you're going to get poisoned and like it'll kill your goal. So that's when you need to build what I call anti-venom. And for myself, that is building a circle around me. And you can just visualize like a cage around yourself, a circle, a barrier in order to keep all this stuff repelled, get these venoms out of your system. And that is very literally actually a circle of people that are working on the same goal or has already achieved financial freedom. So I just talked to other business owners, I actually talked to other people that are trying to escape, actually good coworkers, right? And it doesn't really even matter because a lot of the coworkers that I did talk about in this job, they never actually left the job, but they're extremely supportive to me to actually leaving. And then of course the people that I talk to that have already like run their own business, that's actually very, very helpful to hear their perspective because they have actually done it. And it's very inspiring for yourself. So the way you do that, if you want a specific action and you want to be able to do this very practically, you're a high skilled employee, you're a business owner, you're an investor, or at least trying to be right now, and you want to be able to get that super high signal feedback, like extremely relevant, anti-venom to get rid of these people. That is, of course, doing the same thing as me. Are there coworkers that are also like, really good people, supportive? Are there family members extremely supportive? Like other people that you have relationships that are extremely supportive? Listen to them more. Be around them more. Then on top of that, if you just want to find people outside, you have no one, I actually have created something exactly for that. If you want to take a look at the top link in the description, it is a free community where literally everyone has come there for working on financial freedom. And you can also interact with myself, someone who has done it, get that exact anti-venom that you need to keep going. And of course, once you start getting consistent, you start generating results, that's going to make you happy. It's going to build like antibodies in your body to reinforce the walls around you, build up your network, and then everyone else honestly will start to get convinced at what you're doing because they're like, oh shit, you're seeing money. Like, oh, how do you do that, right? They're just going to completely flip once you get those results. And venom all gone. Just keep pursuing. And just one thing that you need, I mentioned you have to pull the lever, and sometimes the lever is not long enough. So you essentially extend the leverage of each lever to overcome any roadblock that you're getting by getting some skills. The act of building skills. Now, how do you do that? So in my opinion, the best way to get skills is not from learning, is not from reading books, is not from talking to anyone. It's honestly just from doing the action itself. And once you do the action, the critical part is to ask yourself, well, what really worked and what really did not work? So what should I do more of? What should I do less of? And that's almost what I do on a daily basis. And I find myself when I kind of get caught up in things and I don't ask that question, I'm just kind of getting into the flow of like, oh, grind it out. That's when I'm making no progress. So always be conscious after every single action, after every single attempt at pulling any levers, you ask yourself, okay, what do I do more? What do I do less? And over time, that's inherently going to adjust you to doing the things that you should actually do to make the most progress. And that's it. But now what you might be wondering, okay, I can get from here to here, but I don't even have a here. I don't have a here to go to. If that is the case, you have no idea what the fuck you want to work on, what the fuck you really want, then watch this video right here on how specifically I found what I want and a clear set of criteria in order for you to be able to filter down and then actually go and find it and do it.